Hey guys, Aaron the Filmmaker here. So usually we'd be talking about my work, but today we're going to be talking about someone else's body of work, and that being, of course, Walt Disney himself, specifically his feature-length animated studio. So we're not talking about any of the other franchises owned by Disney, Marvel, Pixar, or Lucasfilm, just Disney and only their animated features. And we're going to highlight some of the funny moments that maybe has been kind of forgotten, overlooked, because we're going to go back at least 30 years is the newest film I'm going to talk about. But without any further ado, let's get into it. A funny moment that perhaps you wouldn't expect comes in the 1950 release of Cinderella.
Your Majesty, I see no point in beating about the bush. I regret to inform you, sire, that the young lady has disappeared, leaving behind only this glass slipper. Yes, I'll do it. No, I just can't.
You wouldn't think about this classic fairy tale being filled with moments of humor, but it certainly has its moments. Here's what happens. So here, of course, the king is dreaming about his future grandkids when he gets a rude awakening. Literally. And in comes Grand Duke here.
Your Majesty. So, he's proposed already. Tell me all about it.
The king, of course, thinks, hey, we're out talking about good news. Now come on in. Take a chair. Have a cigar and tell me about this future bride for the prince. Let's talk about wedding plans and all this good stuff.
Have a cigar. Think a few more.
Meanwhile, the Grand Duke is just focused on how am I going to tell this guy that she got away. And he finally finds the moment to just spit it out. But timing is everything.
A knighthood. I hereby dub you, sir. By the way, what title would you like? Sire, she got away. So she got away? A peculiar title, but if that's what you... She what?
I just think that's so funny. For that brief split second there, the king actually thinks the Grand Duke wants to be knighted as she got away. So she got away. Alright, keeping things in chronological order, we go forward 3 years to 1953 and the release of Peter Pan. And we're going to talk about the scene between Mr. Smee and Captain Hook. Need I say more? What I love about this scenario in particular, it's really funny, but it's all visual. If you were to listen to the audio only of this, you wouldn't get it.
What you need is a shave.
So it's just brilliant storyboarding and planning that went on here with the animators, the writers of this. All the humor happens visually. So let's watch.
Captain, you know I can't help noticing. You just ain't been your usual jolly self of late. Give me a career as a buccaneer and the crew's getting a mite uneasy, Captain. That is what's left of it. Now, why don't we put to sea, see? Leave Neverland. Forget Peter Pan. There now. We'd all be a lot happier, not to mention a lot healthier. Captain! Oh dear, I never shaved him this close before. Now don't worry, Captain. It must be somewhere about.
Get up, you idiots!
I see. Oh, I found it, Captain. Good as new.
Why, you blithering blockhead? Peter Pan!
You just don't see humor like that in films nowadays. An animated child's film, and you just can't beat this stuff. So Captain Hook and Mr. Smee also have another funny moment in this movie with Tiger Lily being captured and released, and just watch. Once he lures Captain Hook out to him outside of the cave, he then begins to mess with Smee and impersonates Captain Hook from afar, and that's where we get this.
Well, at last Captain Hook's coming to his senses.
Odds fish!
I told him all along you Indians wouldn't betray Peter Pan, but...
And just what do you think you are doing, Mr. Smee?
Just what you told me, Captain. Carrying out your orders.
My order?
Why, yes, Captain. Didn't you just say to go...
Put her back, you blithering idiot! My orders of all the bumbling.
Mr. Smee, just exactly what do you think you are doing?
Putting her back like you said, Captain.
I said nothing of the sort.
Oh, but, Captain, didn't you... I thought
For the last time, Mr. Smee, take the princess back to her people.
Something about this scene just feels so authentic. Just to see the confusion and the anger building up with Captain Hook and the utter innocence and confusion going on with Smee. Something about that is just hilarious. All right, we go to 1961 next and 101 Dalmatians. Introducing some of my favorite characters of all time, Horace and Jasper. Between their thick accents, their strange argumentative conversations going on, the words that are coming out of their mouth, and their physical appearance, these two characters are just hilarious. Off go the innocent couple on their walk. Dun dun dun.
Here they go, Horace, my lad. Out for their evening constitutional.
Don't you miss this classic animation?
Around the Johnny Horner and off to the park.
I mean, it's just so aesthetically pleasing to watch.
like it, Jasper. One more pinch and they'll throw the keys away.
Oh, come off it, Horace. We're getting plenty of boodle.
Yes, but I've been thinking.
You've been thinking? Now, look here, Horace. I warned you about thinking. I've got the knob for this job, so let's get on with it.
Just the vehicle they are driving is funny enough here. Check it out. They literally could have walked there faster than driving.
Nobody home but the little old cook.
Well, now, you just leave her to old Jasper. He can handle her real diplomatic life.
What a line. What a line. Throughout the movie, they keep popping up, and pretty much everything they say is funny. There's just something about them that's very unique. And you think maybe you've seen these characters before. Oh, this has been done. No, this was the first time. Remember, this is 1961. So I think this was kind of the original two men in a truck shtick type thing. Jasper and Horace, the secondary villains in this story. Obviously, the main villain is Cruella, but in my book, they steal the show. All right, next we go to an adaptation of the classic Oliver Twist, with Oliver and Company coming out the same year I was born, 1988. Okay, Francis here has the line we're gonna look at. Francis is finding a moment of heroism within himself, I guess, building himself up to say something witty to the main villains, to also bad dogs, and here's how it goes down.
Like this when you could be living uptown with a class act like myself. Isn't it rather dangerous to use one's entire vocabulary in a single sentence?
Frankie, get down, right?
Hey, you got something to say to me, fat boy?
That's a line I think I quoted over and over again in my childhood. The scene between Sykes and Fagin here is pretty hilarious.
I don't think you grasp the severity of the situation.
Oh, no. Oh, no, I did grasp it. This is how I grasp. Look. Accident.
Mr. Fagin.
Sorry.
Now, I lent you money, and I don't see it.
Some people think that Sykes might very well be the most realistic villain Disney has ever created. What do you think? All right, 2 years after Oliver and Company, we have the 1990 film, The Rescuers Down Under. A great film and possibly my dad's favorite film of all time, if not, at least, animated film for sure. The Rescuers Down Under has a great score, a great cast of characters, and it's pretty funny throughout. My favorite moment is with the villain, also a very believable villain in this one, Mick Leach. Mick Leach has his pet monitor lizard named Joanna, and he and she get into it in this scene. Take a look.
I still gotta get that boy to talking, huh? I'm hungry. Can't think on an empty stomach. Gotta have protein. Gotta have eggs. Everyone's got his price. All I gotta do is offer him whatever he wants, and then not give it to him. Did you take one of my eggs? Open your mouth. These are not Joanna eggs.
So the humor that happens here is equally visual and audio. The Peter Pan scene with Hook and Smee, the first one we looked at when they're on the boat, the shave, that was totally all visual. This one, you have to have both.
If I could just find the boy's weak spot, I could get him to tell me where the eagle is.
He's got this big welding torch to cook his egg.
But the boy's only got one weak spot, and that is the eagle.
There's something very average looking about Mick Leach. I love that.
Maybe if I stuck him in a giant anthill, that would loosen his tongue, and then I got him.
His big old pot belly.
You got your hand caught in a cookie jar, didn't you? Huh? You think you're messing with, you dumb animal? My mental facilities are twice what yours are, you pea-brain.
So there we have it. That's some of my maybe underrated, forgotten scenes, moments of Disney that's just, in my book, flat out funny. What ones did I miss? What ones are you thinking of? Some classic Disney lines, moments, movies that we didn't touch on here. Maybe we'll do another series of this if you think I should. What'd you think? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'm Aaron the Filmmaker, and until next time.
She got away.
I found it, Captain.
I've got the knob for this job.
To use one's entire vocabulary in a single sentence.
You pea-brain.